Ever feel like you've hit a wall trying to learn something new? You practice and practice, but just can't seem to get to that next level.
It can be so frustrating.
It really can. Well, today we're diving into the world of pianist Emma Lehman. And trust me, her story is going to resonate with you even if you've never touched a piano.
It's really incredible. And what's so interesting about Emma's story is that it starts in a place that a lot of people would dream of, the Central Music School of Moscow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's one of the best music schools anywhere in the world.
I imagine the talent there is just next level.
It's a pressure cooker of talent and expectation, for sure, especially for someone just starting out, which is what makes Emma's story so unbelievable. She started there when she was 6.
6 years old.
6 years old. Can you imagine?
To be in that kind of intense environment at that age, that's incredible.
Yeah, and the schedule reflects that. We're talking about 8 hours of practice every single day, multiple teachers.
Wow.
In the middle of this insane schedule, Emma was struggling with something called correct tone production. And this is a really key element of playing piano. It's basically how you create the sound, the quality of the touch.
Okay.
Think of it like the foundation of a house. If the foundation isn't strong, nothing you build on top is going to be stable.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Emma's foundation was, I guess, a little shaky,
Yeah, you could say that.
it makes sense that it would, affect her progress, lead to other challenges down the line. Is that kind of what happened?
Exactly. This struggle with tone production, it really created a domino effect in her development. Being a teenager on a global stage with all these expectations, but you've got this underlying struggle affecting how you play. It's no wonder it even started to manifest physically. She had tendinitis from it.
It's heartbreaking, really. You'd hope that her teachers would have been able to help her through that.
Each teacher had a different diagnosis, a different solution. Instead of providing clarity, it just created more confusion, more self-doubt.
Right.
Imagine being told, play faster, but don't hold any tension in your shoulders.
Yeah.
And then the next person's telling you, release the tension, but make sure they can hear you in the back row.
It's impossible.
It's just conflicting, you know?
Yeah.
And for someone who's already dealing with performance anxiety,
Right.
it just made it all so much worse.
It sounds like a nightmare. Did Emma ever talk about how this made her feel?
Yeah, she talked about this sense that some teachers were, projecting their own insecurities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine the isolation. You're this young prodigy, you're struggling to master your craft, and the people you're supposed to be looking to for guidance are lost themselves.
It makes you wonder if she ever just thought about giving up piano completely.
Yeah, you'd be forgiven for walking away.
Yeah.
But there was something in Emma that wouldn't let her give up on music completely.
Yeah.
She didn't want to just be technically good, you know? She wanted to express the music she felt.
Right.
She wanted to connect with it on a deeper level.
It's that yearning, right?
Yeah.
That deep passion that really fuels us to push beyond those limitations that we think we have.
Totally.
So did she find a way to reconnect with that?
And this is where Emma's story gets really interesting. So at 13, she's practicing Bach.
Okay.
And she had this profound musical epiphany.
Wow.
It's like a veil was lifted. She described it as hearing angels singing the music, a spiritual awakening.
Wow. That just gave me chills. That's
Yeah.
like those eureka moments you hear about in science and stuff.
Exactly.
But this is music.
It's another level.
So after this huge moment, what happened? Did she find a teacher who understood her?
So while she did keep looking for guidance, this moment for her was a turning point.
Yeah.
She decided to trust her own intuition.
I love that.
Yeah. She started meticulously researching, analyzing her own lessons, studying other pianists,
Wow.
really diving deep into piano pedagogy. She wanted to forge her own path.
Yeah, she really became a student of her craft, on a whole new level.
Sometimes the best discoveries we make are about ourselves, you know.
It's so true.
When we start to trust our instincts, that's when the real magic happens. But I imagine this wasn't always easy for Emma, was it?
No, you're right. It wasn't always easy. So this different way of doing things, this unorthodox approach, and remember, she also preferred this slow, deliberate practice.
Right.
Which, was a big part of how she got to this point. But not everyone understood that.
Yeah.
Some teachers actually thought she was being lazy. So she started to withdraw.
She avoided lessons. She would even skip exams.
Oh, wow.
And, this is someone who, remember, was in this high-pressure world of these elite music schools.
Yeah.
So for her to withdraw like that, it really shows you how much this was affecting her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sadly, this was all happening at the same time that she was starting to have some physical challenges.
Oh, no.
You know, a lot of musicians, especially those who really push themselves,
Right.
they end up facing these kinds of issues.
Is this where focal hand dystonia comes in?
Yes, exactly.
You mentioned that earlier.
So focal hand dystonia is a neurological condition. It affects the fine motor control in the hands.
Okay.
And for pianists, it can be devastating.
I can imagine.
Imagine losing the ability to control these movements that are so precise. It's heartbreaking.
What causes that? Is it just like overuse?
It's often a combination of things.
Okay.
Overuse for sure, but also stress, anxiety,
Oh, wow.
the pressure of performing at that level.
Right.
And, you know, for Emma, you think about the years of pushing herself, the self-doubt, trying to find her own way in this field that didn't always understand her. But that's not where Emma's story ends.
Oh, good.
She didn't give in to despair.
I love that.
Instead, she turned to her faith.
Wow.
And it gave her this renewed sense of purpose, this new way of thinking about music.
How so?
Well, she stopped playing for recognition, for awards,
Okay.
and started playing simply for the joy of it,
Wow.
as a way to phrase, a way to express herself.
It's beautiful, you
Yeah.
know? It's like sometimes the hardest things in life, they lead us to these amazing discoveries, you know? We find meaning where we least expect it.
It's true.
So did this change allow her to play again, even with the dystonia?
It did. So by shifting her focus away from these external pressures and just embracing the joy of music,
Yeah.
she was able to rebuild her technique.
Wow.
She started playing more difficult pieces again, and she even adapted her playing to the limitations of her condition.
It's amazing what the human body can do. It's incredible.
It is. So she's playing again, but not only that, this experience actually led her to develop the piano well system,
Exactly.
which is so cool. So tell me, what can we, even those of us who aren't, you know, concert pianists, what can we take away from Emma's story?
Well, what's fascinating to me is that, yes, her story's about classical piano, but the lessons in it, they go way beyond that. Emma's journey teaches us that no matter what limitations we have, whether they're physical, emotional, or even imposed by other people,
Right.
they don't have to define us.
Yeah.
They can be these incredible opportunities for growth. They push us to find new solutions, to unlock things within ourselves we didn't even know were there, and to share those unique gifts with the world. It's a good reminder for us all to stay curious, to really embrace our own journeys of discovery, and to never, ever underestimate that amazing human capacity for resilience and innovation, even when faced with really tough challenges.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is.